Black hole sun, won't you come? Won't you come? The spirit is done. Get it into the bag. We throw the bag over there. And then I go back to chop in, chop in, chop in, chop in, chop in. Okay, let's cut this thing. This is going to be a long review. I bet. Long ass fucking review. Okay, so let's add a little keyframe. Second keyframe there. I'm going to start off zoomed in. I like the zoom out. I think the zoom out is the way to go. Oh, I guess we should do a position one there too, shouldn't we? Let's see how this looks. Team up? What? That's true. Wash away the pain, black hole sun. Won't you come? Won't you come?
I'm Seth, and it's day 38 of the Ticket Stub Movie Club. Today's film. Spirit, directed by Frank Miller.
Black hole sun, won't you come, won't you come?
Question of the day, what's your favorite superhero film from the aughts?
Do people know what the aughts are if I say the aughts? When I say the aughts, do you think people know what I mean?
I mean, you could always put a little blurb next to when you say that of just like a little star. This is what this means.
Usually in the subtitles, I won't put the word aughts. I'll put the 00s.
Then that should be fine.
Okay.
Gabriel Mott, Samuel L. Jackson, Eva Mendes, Scarlett Johansson, Sarah Paulson.
Oh yeah, stacked cast on this. Stacked cast.
Stacked lineup.
Black hole sun, won't you come? Wash away the pain. Is that my vocal stem today?
This movie is an example of why a director's role is so important on a set, and even though the skill set may seem effervescent or intangible, it is deeply important to the tone of a movie coming out.
Haven't seen you live in a while. Oh, Mikey! Miss you too, brother. How are things on the East Coast? Oh, it's gotta be. Is it late there? Yeah. Yeah, it's the middle of the night there. It's the middle of the day here in Korea. Yeah. Correctly. Movie crew, gotta be up late. Watching our shows, watching our programs.
Everything about this movie should work. We have the cinematographer Bill Pope. He did The Matrix. We have
Black hole sun, won't you come?
David Newman nostalgia. The cast that I listed, the cast that
Headed to Arizona. Wow, you're cutting it close to the hot season out there, I feel like. And I say that knowing it's about to be monsoon season here. We're exiting our Korean spring, going into Korean summer now, and it's not as hot as the East Coast. They don't.
Don't say that yet.
Well, like the anticipated temperatures are like upper 80s versus like 100 plus, like it is on the East Coast, but it's real like tropical humid here, so it's gonna feel like swimming outside. It already like I can't wear pants when the sun's out. It's too hot.
cast that I listed are all huge A-list actors now, either in TV or either in
Whew, 110. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's not for me. Better hope that AC's working out there. Get it cranking. I will say, air conditioning in Asia is in Celsius, so it's really fun to turn my air conditioner down to 18 degrees at night. Oh, but it's a dry heat. Yeah, my oven's a dry heat too, and that cooks the fuck out of my food.
and even our either in TV or movies, and even our director is the writer of the seminal Batman work, The Dark Knight Returns.
Oh boy.
And yet, this movie is a convoluted, plotless, pedantic, misogynistic mess.
And I will do zooms on all of that.
Returns. And yet, this movie is a convoluted.
Dry heat means you die of dehydration sooner. That's right, you can't even feel it. And then suddenly you're gasping for air.
Plotless.
Gasp for air!
Pedantic.
Abandon all ships.
Misogynistic mess.
Yeah, keep that water bottle on you. And also, make sure you get your minerals in. I've learned recently that water without minerals is not actually hydrating and can dehydrate you worse. I just saw a video somebody did. You can be more hydrated on Bud Light than filtered water, like water with nothing in it, no minerals or anything. That'll dehydrate you faster than drinking a Bud Light will, because there's enough like carbs and minerals in the Bud Light to allow you to get the hydration out of it more than the alcohol takes it out of you. I thought that was fun. It was like literally, if you have a pallet of filtered Nestle water and a pallet of Bud Light and you're in the desert, drink the beer. Wow.
Is a con.
$105, $110, $115, $120.
A convoluted, plotless, pedantic, misogynistic mess. Discordant emotional tones run throughout. And in a single scene, we can go from sexy to funny to deadly serious at breakneck whiplash speeds.
Breakneck. I really popped my B on that one. B meaning butt.
Sometimes within the same line.
Don't know if they knew back then, but You know, everyone drank beer back. Oh yeah, yeah. I was actually when I was in Salem. I did this like tour where they were talking about the settlers at the time. Yeah, Mayflower was berry and wine. Yeah, the even the like the Amish uh, communities that came over, they'd give the kids like a 2% 3% beer because they could keep that longer, and they didn't have any way to filter clean water. Not that they were trying to very hard at the time.
A better director could balance this kind of stuff, but Miller just doesn't have the skills to step up into the director's seat.
Plus, that was a whole new biome for them, so they weren't used to the sicknesses you could get out of stuff like that. It makes sense. Honestly, a plastered little kid was probably easier to work around.
The full review is out now on my Patreon. You can go check it out there. It'll be out tomorrow on YouTube. This movie finishes up the 2008s for us. We're moving into 2009 with Paul Blart Mall Cop next.
Paul Blart. I should do the Blart Side of the Moon and listen to Pink Floyd while I watch Paul Blart. Apparently, they sync up the same way that the Wizard of Oz does, and I'd be very interested to find out.
I will see you tomorrow.
And I saved the ticket stubs. I saved them. A bunch of them say free pass on it. Specifically, 2012 and 2013, I think we saw a movie a week. When I was going back through my list and making the spreadsheet of all the movies, those two have like 52 movies each year. They make up like a third of this project. I'm documenting all of them. Okay.
Full review is out now.
Honestly, I've been kind of surprised how many of the ones that I remembered being bad were not as bad as I remembered. And then there's like the ones I'm doing today, like The Spirit, that are like, oh, this was so much worse than I remembered it being. I think I really had blinders on for superhero stuff. I was willing to take a lot of bullshit. But I love all movies. I think it's a miracle any movie gets made. New. The Spirit. TikTok. The Spirit short. And that's where this one will live. Black hole. Oh, I gotta stop singing that. What would I say my favorite is if you had one? That's so tough. That is so tough. Like my go-to is always Raiders of the Lost Ark, but like I never saw that in theaters. Of the ones that we went to see in theaters, I think Cop Out is still one of my favorites. I don't think you and I have laughed harder at a movie than we did watching Cop Out. That just something about Tracy Morgan plucking on Bruce Willis's last nerve is just so funny. I think that's coming up within the next 2009 set of movies. I love that one. Mad Max Fury Road might be one of my favorite movies of all time. It's so good every time I watch it. I never get sick of it. The, the good cop, bad cop scene in Cop Out is so funny.
All I want to know about this one is how the conversation went when they sat Samuel L. Jackson down to tell him, within this movie, you will have the wildest makeup, the craziest costumes, and we will put you.
You remember the Who's line at the... Oh, yeah, Colin Mockery, when we went to see him, that was also... I think they still tour doing that, too. That was an all-timer. Those guys are just so effortlessly funny. Like, they can just show up and be funny for an hour and a half without planning it. I love that.
Firmly in front of a photo of Adolf fucking Hitler in full Nazi costume to monologue to our
Sides hurt for 2 days. Oh, Michael. Along the lines of Who's Line, if you haven't checked out Dropout, they have their own streaming app, but they also have stuff on like YouTube and TikTok you can check out. They have a show called Game Changer where it's an improv game show where the rules are different every single game show. You will not stop laughing. It is probably one of the funniest things on the internet right now. They just have the best group of improv kids in there. They also do like lots of other stuff like D&D and like lots of other nerdy stuff, but Game Changer is the name of the show. Too funny. Absolutely too funny. They have a guy on there, Brendan Lee Mulligan, and he's like probably one of the smartest human beings alive. And they just fuck with him once a season. They make an entire episode to fuck with him. They had, I won't ruin it, but they had one where just like by the end of the show he had figured out what the game was and was so mad that oh, it's hilarious. I love Game Changer.
I can't imagine. See costume.
Hi, Misty. Michael says you guys are headed to the hot weather, Misty, and we're blaming you. You're taking the heat for that one. But he's dramatic. No, he's not. No, he's not. I've been in the desert now. I know that he's not.
I can't imagine that conversation was anything other.
You're just used to it, Misty. That's all. You're used to it. You have... My oven is fucking dry heat, Misty, and it cooks my food. Don't give me that line. It's a dry heat. My balls aren't dry when I'm in that heat, I'll tell you that.
I was really excited for this one, walking into it as a kid. Superhero movies were just starting to really take off and become grounded at this point. We just talked about The Dark Knight. We just talked about The Dark Knight that came out earlier this year. I saw this one on Christmas Day, so...
No, she really set me up to do that one again, for real.
I saw this one on Christmas Day, so I literally went to the theater on Christmas Day to go see this. So I was full of holiday spirit, the hype was high. That was not a spirit pun, I apologize.
I'm gonna have to listen to Soundgarden after this. I can't do it on stream because I'll get demonetized, but I don't know why Black Hole Sun is stuck in my head.
I remember walking out of this one feeling similarly as I did walking out of Speed Racer, which we also
Tonight we're going to Hongdae. It's a Market Street in Seoul. And we're going to do some karaoke. I'm very excited. I got to pick my karaoke songs. Love you too, brother. Sleep well. Night, Misty, if you're going to bed too. Sorry if me and Mikey woke you up.
Watching as an adult, I was curious why I felt that way. My cinema language has definitely developed over the last almost 2 decades. And honestly, I wasn't far off from that feeling. There's something kitsch and kind of campy about both of these movies, but the way that they're adapting their source material is totally discordant from each other.
Discordant. What a good word.
Something that was brought up in a lot of the critiques at the time is that the Spirit does not canonically have superpowers. They added that for this movie, and that becomes the entire plot of the film, if you want to say that this movie has a plot. Because I tracked this last night. I kept my notes out. I was reading through the Wikipedia. I was reading through the IMDb. I wanted to make sure I missed nothing. This movie borderline does not have a plot. It does not have a plot. The Spirit wants to know why he has this healing factor. That is the first hour of this movie, is just asking that question. And then when it's finally revealed to him when he's kidnapped, at the point in the movie where we need to finally reveal this, we find out that the octopus has done the same thing to him that he did to himself. There was no real backstory behind it other than this guy just happened to be a cop's dead body that they injected with a serum. And this is one of those cases that I bring up on Film Rescue all the time, where the movie offers you a better story within the story and then decides to ignore it completely.
Film Rescue mentioned. I hope my old podcast retroactively gets viewers because of this series.
Arguably the best backstory that you could possibly have to tell a story around, and they put it entirely in the background. She gets 3 scenes total. And I think a big reason why they did that is because this movie's deeply copaganda. The Spirit is an ex-cop. He returns to life to continue policing, but now in an illegal, vigilante way. He is totally on the collar of the cops because the cops are the first people he goes to when he comes back to life. Sans Serif is the only expressly anti-cop character within the story. It's key and important to her backstory, but the movie worships the police. It doesn't work. It doesn't worship the police's actions sometimes, but this is a really apologetic term for people that want to believe that cops are superheroes behind badges without powers. That's Frank Miller to a T. That's why he chooses to write these vigilante comics. He believes in the white idea of what cops are and not the actual explanation of how they police in our world.
Bump, 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 bump.
And the movie has to.
You take that line again, Seth.
The movie has to run up into those limitations because part of the story is no one can catch the octopus unless they do it outside of the. No one can catch the octopus. Catch the octopus unless they do it outside of the arms. Outside of the arms of the law. So the movie
Big breath, big breath. Let's cut that out.
So the movie expressly recognizes the law is incapable of succeeding in justice, but has no interest in exploring. And again, from there, some of the background stuff about the fleece of the blood of hair, background stuff about the fleece of the about the blood of Heracles, the golden fleece, and that kind of stuff. All of that sits in the background, in a pulp fiction-y, open the briefcase but don't show anything kind of way. At least the fucking MCU is bold enough to come out and say, no, Thor is a real guy in this world and we'll show him to you. This movie can't even be... This movie... This movie can't even be begrudged to give us a visual backstory for all of this demigod shit. From there, more of my negative critiques are that the movie's deeply misogynistic. Oh my god, it is so misogynistic that it wants to flaunt male sexuality in front of women to the point of upsetting them. That is text in the movie. We have entire shots dedicated to women's cleavage. The costuming is meant to exaggerate all feminine aspects. Scarlett Johansson's eyelashes, when she's first introduced, are comically long. And listen, I love a good costume. And listen, I love a good costume. I love a camp costume. I think that costume would go fucking hard on the red carpet. The costumer didn't do a bad job here. It is the point within the story that it's being used for that becomes the issue. And this movie is only 103 minutes long, and it feels 2.5 hours long. It is so slow and plodding, and all of his narration about his fucking edible complex for the city, which again is text within the movie. The movie calls out the Oedipal complex and then compares it to the Electra complex. The Electra complex. Because it's much more interested in pointing out women as being the issue rather than exploring this dude is like a flat, shallow fucking misogynist. Even our police captain, whose daughter is played by Sarah Paulson, is calling this shit out to his face, and he's denying it. His face, he's denying it. He acts as if he's doing what is natural to him. That means it is key to this person's inner character. The Spirit isn't so much a superhero as he is a fuck machine. Because when he's not fucking, he's fighting. And yeah, we're not getting explicit sex scenes, but he literally wants to fuck the embodiment of every woman around him and every man around him, but he won't get intimate with them, so he has to punch them. But he... And I'm not shitting you. There is an entire sequence where he punches the octopus in the face so often that it becomes phallic fucking imagery. He is fisting the villain in a pub. And I don't know if this was... I don't know... I don't know if this was Frank Miller's vision, if he's
Bum, bum.
Now that I've got all the negatives out of the way, let's jump into the positives, which we do have because there are a lot of deeply, deeply artistic creatives on this staff, and they're really pulling to make a good movie. The look of this movie has aged well. Robert Rodriguez invented this in his garage. They are aping this style into a blockbuster format with millions of more dollars, and so it can look really good. Bill Pope knows how to shoot the fuck out of a scene. The score really feels like it's starting to copy that Danny Elfman kind of 1989 Batman feel, and I get it. They add a little extra to the instrumentation to give it its own flair. There's a country guitar that can pop in sometimes, which I think was a really apropos addition to this like Americana protagonist. And then there's lots of bits that really do work in the movie. I think about all the t-shirts on the henchmen where we start off from these like lofty Latin ideas, and by the end we have huevos rancheros. That works for me. Cheros. Huevos rancheros. That works for me. That is hilarious. If this movie was a straight comedy, I think that aspect would have been one of the funniest, most memorable aspects. Samuel L. Jackson knows exactly what kind of movie he's in here. He is the only one who is acting, I think, deeply appropriately for his character. Eva Mendes seems to be been convinced that she's in a much more serious movie. Gabriel Mott, who you know from Suits, is doing as much as he can with what he's been given. But again, the tonal whiplash that can happen line to line for this character is so much that I don't even know if a really seasoned director could have done this material.
God damn, this is a long review. What the fuck?
I do really love the comic book effects that they use earlier, stacking a lot of these images. Some of the
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to eat so bad, but I was like, you can hear everything down here. I don't like that.
some of the parkour stuff where he's running across the rooftops looks better than almost any Batman movie I've ever seen.
So it was like, I can only eat during specific times, and even then I was like, they probably heard that one, so I just stopped eating altogether.
There is something to be said about comicizing your movie.
So I was just like, alright. And I was like, damn. All really good points, but damn, this is taking longer than I thought it would.
The movie is violent and gory. I do enjoy when something's willing to.
I'll time it out better next time. I'm waiting until we're done eating.
I'm thinking specifically
Worries.
about the guy
Took me forever to actually do it, and I know we were trying to
see that in silhouette with our
get it
characters
done before we did
standing
anything
beside
else.
his head. Detectives literally trying to
That's not on
get
you.
the victim. That's excellent. That's all on Bill Pope. That man knows how to shoot.
Me
a
an
film
age and a
scene
half to
set.
cook. I cannot believe
I can't
all the
believe.
things that I don't fucking have. It's tweezers.
Damn.
If I could fucking execute myself without actually fucking dying, I would do it.
Apropos punishment.
Scarlett
Literally
Johansson
just-
also may know what kind of movie she's in because she's giving.
It's a real dumb bitch move on my part.
She also gets the last laugh at the end of the movie, which I do appreciate. And
So
honestly,
much
I could
stuff.
probably forgive a lot of the
So much.
production if there had been
Not a single tweezer.
around.
And yet, not a single tweezer. I could have sworn I had one of my tiny ones though. Just making it even more irritating.
Yeah, I thought I had one in my toiletry bag, but I was wrong.
Fucking
But there's not.
goblins took them all.
Gobbling these nuts.
If I had to sum this this movie up in one word, it would just be silly, which there are worse things for a movie to be. I don't know if I ever revisit this one.
Rum pum pum. Rum pum pum. Pum pa pum pa pum.
I don't know if I ever revisit this one, though I could see this being one of those so bad it's good movies that people really enjoy visiting to watch the goofy, silly, over-the-top aspects of it.
Okay, Seth, you said aspects 3 times. We gotta cut that out.
And I'm not gonna lie, Samuel L. Jackson delivering the line, "Toilets are always funny," is funny. It works. I just wish it were in service of a better plot. I wish it were in service of a movie whose tonality it was able to figure out.
I know they have some random shit in the E-Mart. I'm thinking I might go and just look and see if one of those things is
aspects of things, but then also wants to
Earplugs, tweezers.
technically more parody.
like the 2 things I literally need the most. My dumbass.
I think the worst insult I can launch against. I think the worst.
Hey Roy, I'll be back.
Okay, I'll be here.
I think the worst insult I could launch against this movie is that it feels like it was written by a 14-year-old Ryan Reynolds, somebody that loves superheroes and wants to make fun of superheroes to look cool, and wants to have his cake and eat it.
La 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 la.
In contrast, the biggest compliment that I could give the movie is its visual style has not been its visual style has not is its visual style. Its visual style has not been duplicated since. Even Robert Rodriguez with his later on Machete movies, which will end up in this list, doesn't quite aspire to what they were able to capture on film here. And I think it's important to separate a movie's visual language from its tone, because these are some of the skill sets that I talked about at the top that a director needs to have. A director needs to be able to know what is being delivered, not only scene to scene, but shot to shot. The emotionality within any single sentence of a performance leads into the next one. And Miller does not understand that. You can tell that he writes for the page. You can tell that he writes for people to fill in with their imagination. And when you're presenting something on screen, largely imagination gets pulled out. We are presenting the imagination at this point.
Black hole sun, won't you come?
I know the misogynist stuff has been lobbed against. I know the more misogynist takes have been lobbed against Frank Miller's sense, his early career. I get it. The man.
Wash away the pain.
The man honestly does not seem like he likes women at all, and maybe closeting some feelings about why he makes these big, buff, sexy, oiled up superhero stories. We talked about Joel Schumacher at the beginning of this adventure when I was talking about the Phantom of the Opera, and specifically his touches on Batman. That's a creator that understands, actually, it's okay to have a little Oedipal complex, a little Electra complex. You can work stuff out through your comic book stuff, but you need to understand it. You can't work it out on the screen for us, or it starts to look like someone's screaming in therapy. I'm looking at the counter, and I'm seeing that this review has probably gone on long enough. The next movie is... movie's Paul Mar. Wow. Next movie's Paul Blart Mall Cop, so at least tonality won't be the issue here. that's going to do it for the Spirit. I don't know if I ever revisit this one. The full review. This movie finishes up the 2008s for us. We're moving into 2009 with Paul Blart Mall Cop next. I will see you tomorrow.
No luck.
Damn.
Still closed.
Oh, still closed.
Yeah.
Do we want to walk to the store?
No.
Okay.
This is something, it's like what I want to do like before us leaving. I don't want to leave before it's I don't want to leave the house until it's time for us to like literally go.
Kubashime's back. Hi, buddy.
Hi, buddy.
What K-pop have you been listening to? Because I know we set you off on a tangent after yesterday.
Long before Captain America Winter Soldier, we had a Black Widow Nick Fury team up, but they were the bad guys. I'm Seth, and it's day 38 of the Ticket Stub Movie Club. Today's film, The Spirit, directed by Frank Miller. Question of the day, what's your favorite superhero film from the aughts? This one starring Gabriel Mott, Samuel L. Jackson, Eva Mendes, Scarlett Johansson, Sarah Paulson. Just a stacked lineup.
Hope you're having a good day. I've been listening to German hyperpop lately. Oh, we're meeting up with our German friend later. I'm going to have to pick his brain a little bit. What can I bring up to impress him?
Why a director's role is so important on a set, and even though the skill set may seem effervescent or intangible, it is deeply important.
I have found a ridiculous workaround.
What is that?
This is that fucking little clip that has the dice on it.
Oh,
It's not perfect, but it'll do something.
okay.
Everything about this movie should work. We have the cinematographer Bill Pope. He did The Matrix. We have David Newman. He scored most of your 90s nostalgia. The cast that I listed are all huge A-list actors now, either in TV or movies. Even our director is the writer of the seminal Batman work, The Dark Knight Returns. And yet, this movie is a convoluted, plotless, pedantic, misogynistic mess. Discordant emotional tones run
Baby
throughout,
beans and a
innocent
Borentina.
scenes go from
Okay.
sexy to funny to deadly
Baby
serious
beans.
at
Ben's?
breakneck
Baby
pace.
Ben's.
Sometimes within the same line. A better director.
Bethrines.
Actor could balance this kind of stuff, but Miller just doesn't have the skills to step up into the director's seat. All I want to know about this one is how the conversation went when they sat Samuel L. Jackson down to tell him, within this movie, you will have the wildest makeup, the craziest costumes, and we will put you firmly in front of a photo of Adolf fucking Hitler in full Nazi costume.
Okay, that's so funny. Two frames back. Wash away the pain. And then I'm going to jump all the way to here. Nice little slow push out.
All I want to know about this one is how the conversation went when they sat Samuel L. Jackson down to tell him, within this movie, you will have the wildest makeup, the craziest costumes, and we will put you firmly in front of a photo of Adolf fucking Hitler in full Nazi costume. I can't imagine that conversation was anything other than hilarious and or absolutely jaw-dropping. I was really excited for the year. I saw this one on on Christmas Day. So I literally went to the theater on Christmas Day to go see this. So I was full of holiday spirit. The hype was high. That was not a and I remember walking out of this one feeling similarly as I did walking out of Speed Racer, which we also just talked about. Watching it.
Ba-da-ba-bum-pum. Won't you come? Won't you come?
Material is totally discordant from each other. Something that was brought up in a lot of the critiques at the time is that the spirit.
Okay, I do need to zoom out a little bit for this, don't I?
I was reading through the IMDb. I wanted to make sure I missed nothing. This movie borderline does not have a plot. The spirit with a serum. And this is one of those cases that I bring up on Film Rescue all the time. Ava Mendes playing Sans Serif has arguably the best backstory that you could possibly. The movie's deeply copaganda. The spirit is an ex-cop. He returns to life to continue policing, but now in an illegal vigilante way. He is totally on the. Comes back to life. Sans Serif is the only expressly anti-cop character. Doesn't worship the police's actions sometimes. Behind badges without powers. That's Frank Miller.
Frank Miller. What a guy.
The movie has to run up into those limitations because part of the story is no one can catch the octopus unless they do it outside of the arms of the law. So the movie expressly recognizes the law is incapable of succeeding in justice, but has no interest in exploring that. And again, from there, some of the background stuff about the blood of Heracles, the golden.
Actually, let's keep that 110.
Way. At least the fucking MCU is bold enough to come out and say, no, Thor is a real guy in this world and we'll show him to you. This movie can't even be begrudged to give us a visual backstory for all of this demigod shit. From there, more of my negative. We have entire shots dedicated to women's cleavage. The costuming is meant. And listen,
I might even zoom out on this one just to change it up.
Costume. I love a camp costume. And this movie's only 103 minutes long, and it feels 2.5 hours long. It is so. Compares it to the Electro. Complex, because it's much more interested in pointing out women as being the issue rather than exploring this dude is like a flat, shallow fucking misogynist. Even our police captain, whose daughter is played by Sarah Paulson, is calling this shit out to his face. He's denying it. He acts as if he's doing what is natural. Character. Ugh. The spirit isn't so much a superhero as he is a fuck. With them, so he has to punch them. And I'm not shitting you. There is an entire sequence where he punches the octopus in the face so often that it becomes phallic fucking imagery. He is fisting the villain in a puddle. I don't know if this was Frank Miller.
7 minutes into the review. Nobody's going to care and talk about that kind of stuff, right?
At the drop. My war against Rotten Tomatoes ends here. This is scored appropriately on Rotten Tomatoes. Now that I've got all the negatives out. Addition to this like Americana protagonist, and then there's lots of bits that really do work in the movie. I think about all the T-shirts on the henchmen where we see huevos rancheros. That works for me. That is hilarious. If this movie was a straight comedy, I think that aspect would have been one of the funniest, most memorable aspects. Samuel L. Jackson knows
Your friend has this movie at 5 stars? Wow. Actually, I bring up that kind of person later on in this review because I can see this being like a movie somebody loves because it is so campy. I know people love that tone, and if that's the tone you want, I could see this working for somebody. And the the visuals, the filmmaking is not the issue with the movie. Straight up, my only issue with the movie is the direction, and the like story plot. But like the direction, oof, yikes! You can tell he's not a seasoned director. I'll put it that way. There's a lot happening line to line. There's just a lot going on. Too much. It's a mess.
for his character. Eva Mendes seems to have been convinced that she's in a much more serious movie. Gabriel Mott, who you know from Suits, is doing as much as he can with what he's been given.
This is crazy.
What?
Oh,
From this
fuck.
material.
Oh my
I
god.
really love the comic book effects that they can get.
Did it work?
He's
Oh, yeah, that's basically a
I just
tweezer.
accidentally ripped out one of my eyelashes with it.
Oof.
Yep.
These images, some of the
Yep.
hardcore stuff where he's running
Yep,
around.
yep, yep.
It looks better than almost any Batman movie I've ever seen. There is something to be said
Sacrifice a lot for beauty.
Oh, whoa.
about comicizing your movie, for lack of a real word. The movie is the scene, like I said. Scarlett Johansson also I do appreciate, and honestly, I could probably forgive a lot of the poor direction if there had been a cool plot to wrap it around, but there's not. If I had to sum this movie up in one word, it would just be silly, which there are worse things for a movie to be. I don't know if I ever revisit this one, though I could see this being one of those so bad it's good movies that see this being one of those so bad it's good movies that people really enjoy visiting to watch the goofy, silly, over-the-top aspects of it. And I'm not gonna lie, Samuel L. Jackson delivering the line, "Toilets are always funny," is funny. It works. I just wish it were in service.
Toilets are always funny. And they were.
Parody.
And that happens in the first 10 minutes of the movie.
The worst insult I could launch against this movie is that it feels like it was written by a 14-year-old Ryan Reynolds. Somebody that loves superheroes, cake, and eat it too. In contrast, the biggest compliment that I could give the movie, its visual style has not been duplicated since. Even Robert Rodriguez with his later on Machete movies, which will end up in this list, doesn't quite aspire to what they were able to capture on film here. And I think it's
true.
It's important to separate a movie's visual language from its tone. Imagination gets pulled out. We are presenting the imagination at this point. I know the more misogynist takes have been lobbed against Frank Miller's sense, his early career. The man honestly does not seem like he about Joel.
Joel Schumacher. I do bring him up often in this series.
I'm looking at the counter and I'm saying that this review has probably gone on long enough. The next movie is Paul Blart Mall Cop, so at least tonality won't be the issue here, but I think that's going to do it for the spirit. I don't know if I ever revisit this one. This movie finishes up the 2008s for us. We're moving into 2009 with Paul Blart Mall Cop next. I will see you tomorrow.
All right. And that is a wrap. Let me just double check my minute-long one, and then we can export.
Captain America Winter Soldier, we had a Black Widow Nick Fury team up, but they were the bad guys. I'm Seth, and it's day 38 of the Ticket Stub Movie Club. Today's film, The Spirit, directed by Frank Miller. Question of the day, what's your favorite superhero film from the aughts? This one starring Gabriel Mott, Samuel L. Jackson, Eva Mendes, Scarlett Johansson, Sarah Paulson, just a stacked lineup of hotties. This movie is...
We can zoom in on that line. Why not?
This movie is an example coming across correctly. Everything about this movie should work. We have the cinematographer Bill Pope. He did The Matrix. We have David Newman. He scored most of your 90s nostalgia. The cast that I listed are all huge A-list actors now, either in TV or movies. And even our director...
I can take that part out because it's kind of obvious. And I like working in threes.
Even our director is the writer of the seminal Batman work, The Dark Knight Returns. And yet, this movie is a convoluted, plotless, pedantic, misogynistic mess. Discordant emotional tones run throughout, and in a single scene we can go from sexy to funny to deadly super. Serious at breakneck whiplash speeds, sometimes within the same line. A better director could balance this kind of stuff, but Miller just doesn't have the skills to step up into the director's seat. The full review... Reviews out now on my Patreon.
I think I'll watch this soon. Maybe the first time I'll like a live-action Western superhero movie. Maybe. You know, we were talking experimental film the other day, and you could argue that this movie's experimental in the fact that it forgoes having a plot entirely to be all vibes. Maybe you watch it that way. Maybe you enjoy it that way. I like trying to find ways to enjoy a movie that is not actively good. It's a very frustrating movie to me.
This movie finishes up the 2008.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
For us, we're moving into 2009 with Paul Blart Mall Cop next. I will see you.
The only superhero movies I like are magical girl animes. Yeah, I mean, because Sailor Moon could body basically any superhero. Like Superman, no chance. Does not stand a chance against Sailor Moon. Sorry. Alt-Shift-M, send a media encoder. That's that. Wash away the pain. Black hole sun. Won't you come? Won't you come? Okay, close that, close that, close that. Wash away the pain. $38 of $365. The Spirit. Bum 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 bum. Have you ever watched any John Ford movies? He's a great classic, classic director. You are correct. Absolutely. Grapes of Wrath. I know I watched that one like 5 or 6 years ago. The Man Who Shot Liberty Vance I saw with my dad when I was a teenager, and I remember really liking that one. And then he's got a old one called Wee Willie Winky. It's like a adventure movie, if I remember correctly. I haven't checked in on his stuff in a long time. A long time. Yeah, John Ford is excellent. Excellent, excellent. It's funny the stuff that I've seen like pre 70s. My dad was into a lot of classic cinema. So I've seen a lot of like odds and ends through that era. Captain Courageous. That's not a John Ford movie, but it's from that era, and that's another one that I really, really love. Bum, 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 doo, 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 doo. Exporting is done. Close the media encoder. and select my file. Why would I want to do. Captain Courageous. Ooh, that's a sad movie too. That'll really get you. Okay, visibility unlisted until it goes live tomorrow. Now why would I want to? Okay. Patreon uploaded. YouTube uploaded. The rest goes to my phone. Let me post those real quick. Oh, I gotta get out of this attic. It is hot up here. It is very warm. Oh, I actually have to upload those, don't I? Sweating from my coffee earlier. Okay. That wraps up my cut. So that wraps up the live stream. Oh boy. Kubishime, thank you. Thanks for stopping in the last couple times. It's been great chatting. My brother was in here just before you. So we've just been yapping away, huh? enjoy the rest of your day. Are you Asia time like me? My brother was on in the middle of the night because he lives on the East Coast in America, so it was like 1 a.m. for him. Um, I'm about to go do karaoke and home day. Sounds like fun. I gotta pick my songs, so I gotta pick my. I can show you the world. Have a fun and nice day to you both. I will tell Lisa you said that. They're downstairs, I think, on a phone call. So I'll let them know you said hi. I'll probably stream tomorrow for my next video, so keep an eye out. I like to throw the live stream on when I'm cutting. Basically, I record, and immediately after I'm done recording, I jump over into editing to get it done. And so when I edit, I stream, and then when I'm done, we're done. And that's how it goes. So I will talk to you later, homie.